There we go. Hello, everyone. It is Geeks and Gamers Daily. I am your host, Jeremy. I am joined by Fear the Beardo. We do not have Jay to sing the little jingle this morning because Jay is too important for all of us. In reality, he is a working man, drunk 3PO, the working man. We got the 199 in the house. We have Fear the Beardo in the house. How are you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Coming off of an excellent, dominating, high adrenaline, testosterone Fortnite stream last night where we caught, I don't know, maybe like 100 dubs last night.
100 or two, like
it was
whatever,
too many
whatever
to
works.
count.
Yeah.
Too many to count. The excellence was off of the charts. So I woke up this morning feeling fantastic. So I'm ready to get this thing going.
It was one of the greatest moments in gaming history.
Yeah.
The reality of it was, we finished like second, like the first 5 fucking matches, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
we ended on a dub. We ended
on
a dub.
And it was a clutch dub too.
It was a clutch dub. So it was pretty good. It was good stuff, man. So
yeah,
we had a great Tuesday night's main event last night. And then we played some video games. We got the new Mario Kart tracks that have dropped. So we're actually playing Mario Kart tonight, a special edition of Mario Kart. Normally on Wednesday we play Battlefront, but with the new maps dropping, I have not played them yet. So we're going to be playing some Mario Kart tonight with the new maps. So I'm looking forward to that. And then me and you are seeing Mission Impossible 7 today. So that's exciting. We got a lot of people here. Brock is starting the party out with 10 gifted memberships.
Let's go.
Already
you love to see
party started. Look at this already. Last night was insanity on Tuesday night's main event with all of the gifted memberships. And Brock was one of the many that were getting that party started. So incredible. JS Pena says, hyped for Godzilla -1. Absolutely. I am the teaser, and we may watch that a little bit later. But Alec Baldwin's finger.
Wow.
Alec Baldwin's finger. For 19947. Wow. Look at that. And you know what? He don't miss.
We met Alec Baldwin's finger in Vegas.
We did.
Great guy.
We did.
Great guy.
Oh, yeah, man. 100%, dude. 19947. Getting those numbers. That conspiracy, as Mike would say, it's a goddamn conspiracy. Look at Cam, man. He don't miss. Even in the morning, he don't miss. That is awesome. Shout out to you, Alec Baldwin's finger. Quantum DeLorean for the 1999. Thank you. Damn, guys. You guys are hyped. Let's go. John Barton says, hail, Jeremy. Ready to lose a Van Dask tonight?
Van Dask.
He don't want none. Look at that. Fresh snow with the 199 and the 47. So if you guys don't know the whole meaning of the 47, there's this person that's like one of the Rippaverse haters, and he made this video basically breaking down like all this stuff about the 199 and tying me back to like a secret society that I run. And awesome guy, the guy that got memed on, the person that started this whole thing with his dumb typo. He basically took a picture of awesome guy's profile picture. That account was created 10 years ago, by the way. And they said if you remove the beard, it looks like Beardo. It was a wild breakdown, bro. It was, and then like he tied it into like on CobraCast, like it was. We had like 47 new members on the stream, and I always show the back end on CobraCast, like, you know, after we hit 1,000 likes, and he was like, he strategically waited until they had 47 new members. And it was just like, because it was like Trump's going to be the 47th president, and there's a video of Trump that was 47 seconds. And so now it's wild stuff, man. Wild stuff. But I'm okay with people, these mentally ill people, hating on us and everything. That's fine.
Let them.
Yeah, I mean, it makes monetizing them a lot easier, but it's a very strange dynamic, but you know, it's also pretty awesome. But yeah, man, so a lot to talk about today. And we're gonna have to start out with Sound of Freedom. Sound of Freedom finished #1 at the box office yesterday. Well, 2 days ago, technically. Number one. Are you kidding me? We're going to discuss
awesome.
that. Obviously, Mission Impossible set to just absolutely obliterate Indiana Jones 5, which doesn't say a lot because literally anything can do that. And then some interesting news from Naughty Dog. They continue to fail upwards. Let's catch a few of these soups, Beardo. And
let's go. Japanese Demon Lord for a $10 says, show the epic Godzilla -0 teaser trailer.
got it pulled up. You know what? Let's do it.
Let's just
do it. Let's get this party
Let's
started.
do it live. Let's run it.
Let's do it. We'll do it live. Here we go.
Godzilla. -1.
Bro. That's just a teaser. That's all
just
it
a
is.
Little teaser. Just a little
teaser. And it's nice to have something to like things are changing slowly but surely in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like things are changing. It ain't like it's fixed. There's still a lot of dog shit out there, and especially Marvel, DC, Lucasfilm, Pixar, just for the most part, just nothing going on. Yeah, you can find little things here and there, but like DC's just a complete disaster. And I would say, and I know me and you argue about it a lot, but I'd say the Batman was a well-received movie for the most part. Some people had problems with it. I had my own problems with it. I still didn't think it was a terrible movie, but that's one of the outliers. Like a lot of the DC stuff is just not connecting at all with people. James Gunn's future, we have no idea what it's going to look like. Superman casting looks kind of cool, but they got a lot of problems with that. Obviously, Lucasfilm is a trash fire. Marvel's a trash fire. All of that is bad, but you have a lot of stuff outside of those, properties that, there's pretty good stuff. Mission Impossible, Dune Part 2. You got Godzilla that people look forward to. Oppenheimer. Some good stuff out there, man.
Yeah, and I think with the lack of good entertainment coming out of Hollywood, that's where you see people kind of gravitating towards anime, video games, getting those kind of other alternative forms of media. So it's fun to see.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll see. But again, let me let you catch a few more super chats, and then we're going to talk about our top story.
The Argonanth for $10. Saw Sound of Freedom last night. It was incredible. The haters are nuts. Half of the movie is in Spanish. Most of the cast is Hispanic. The two kids were the stars. I could go on, but I would go broke.
Yep,
Thank
absolutely.
You, Argonanth.
And as I think I repeated this yesterday, but we with all the support we have on, whether it's here CobraCast, I'm going to be donating several movie tickets to Angel Studios, going to their website and doing that because I believe in this movie. I believe in what they're doing, and I appreciate all the support you guys give us. And I just think it's an important movie, man. And I can't believe that. I can believe it's been politicized because everything gets politicized at this point in time, but it is absolutely 100% not a political movie at all. And it's a movie that I think needs to be seen by every single person.
Yeah.
So,
yep. Even children, if you're a mature enough young,
it's a PG-13 movie.
Young adult,
so.
I think it's important just to bring awareness and being self-aware of kind of the dangers that are out there.
Yep.
Square root of 47 equals D-Day Cobra for a $2 donation says, Well. Warwick of the Legion cast became a member for 15 months, says 199. Thank you. Jay Tapia for a 199 says Beardo. Thank you, Jay Tapia. Atomic Patriot became a member for 6 months, says 6 months. Who else is disturbed by how bothered the woke media is by Sound of Freedom? Also, I'm definitely going to watch Mission Impossible. Hail, G&G and 199. Jeremy is Agent 47 confirmed.
That's right. I like it. We got Mouse over on Rumble Says, I heard you need about tree fitty, but I can't put that in. So take 5, Hail 199. Mouse dropped $199 Rumble rant yesterday, I think. So
Awesome.
shout out to you.
Shout out.
And let's see, Faux Peasy for 2 on Rumble. The clear sight in Rumble chat said your beard needs to go, Jeremy. Well, I don't really have one anymore. I got rid of it, but it'll probably grow back.
And that's a shame.
Beardo was not happy. He was not happy.
No,
nope.
Jeremy's asking me for all these tips. He goes, Beardo, really, what do you think it might be? And he showed me all of his beard oil, his comb that he's got. He goes, man, I'm really thinking I'm gonna join this beard life. And then like 2 weeks later, he's like, yeah, I trimmed it. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. Doug B, who's been a madman over on Kick. By the way, we are live on Kick. We got 56,000 people over there in the Geeks and Gamers Kick Arena watching. Dougie B dropped a $5 on YouTube. Says, let's go.
Let's go. That's what's up right there. Jay Tapia says, any chance I could get a from Jeremy? So
that was pretty good. Let's go. Let's see. Red Ranger became a member for 3 months. Cooking with Chef Beardo when? Also, Steph should throw an onion at Beardo. Yeah, my door should be locked. That's never going to happen ever again.
Oh, man. All right, let's get into this topic right here. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate that. But as you know, Sound of Freedom has had a huge impact right now. And if you look at the, this would have been the official, the Tuesday box office, I believe, right? Or the Monday box office. So, but Jim Caviezel thriller Sound of Freedom knocks Insidious Red Door from #1 spot on Monday. So this is the Monday numbers right here. Holy crap. So Insidious Red Door may have stolen #1 away from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny at the weekend box office, but Angel Studios' indie wonder Sound of Freedom won Monday with an estimated $4 million. That is a massive win. That is a huge win. So this is the second time now that Sound of Freedom, a movie on a $14 million budget, has finished #1 at the box office in terms of days. This will be the last one probably for it because now Mission Impossible opens, but it doesn't matter. I think this movie is going to continue to track very well. And depending on what happens with the international box office, I mean, this movie could clear $100 million worldwide, which I personally think that's a massive win. But it makes me sad because I feel like it should be seen by so many more people. But $100 million on a $14 million budget is insane. So, Beardo, you saw the movie.
Yep.
What did you think of this movie? And do you think it's got legs for the next month or two?
I think the word of mouth is just starting. I think people are kind of catching wind of it. Even the normies are like, what's the big deal? What's all this buzz going about the Sound of Freedom? And I think that the more word of mouth and awareness, especially what the Angel Studios is doing with Pay It Forward and give a free ticket to somebody who might not be able to afford to see it, or a family who might not be able to afford to see it, that just puts a good taste in someone's mouth. You know, that gives people the pleasure of feeling good, the fact that they enjoyed a movie and that the studio behind it is allowing you to donate tickets to give to someone who cannot see it. I think there's so many positive things about this movie. And on top of that, it's not like it's just an informative movie that's something that you need to be aware of. It's a good movie. Like, it is good. I think I gave it like an 8.9 or a 9.1 on my official review on my channel. It's fantastic. There's action, there's a little bit of humor, there's one character in there that does have some wit, but overall it's just a fantastic film. It's moving, it gets you emotional. You really put yourself in the shoes of, one, Tim Ballard, and then two, the dad of the 2 children that Tim Ballard helps out. The movie's great, and I just think that the word of mouth is just starting. I think this has legs to make a lot of money.
I do too, and I'm really happy about that. I'm happy that so many people are connecting with it, but it is truly the haters that are making this movie even more successful. And why are there haters of a movie that is highlighting something like this? It is the most mind-boggling thing. I have ever seen. This is not the hill. This is not the hill to die on in any way, shape, or form. You are going against a movie that has literally no politics in it. There's no politics in this movie. You can have problems with people surrounding the movie. That's fine. But there's nothing with the movie itself. It's based on a true story. It's based on a true story. And yeah, I mean, people have talked about this, but like Jim Caviezel's message at the end, he gives like this 3-minute, kind of message, post-credit scene, if that's what you want to call it. And it's very powerful. It's very moving. You can find that on YouTube right now if you haven't seen it. And it's great. And I mean, it is so wild that there's anybody that is against this movie. But Tim Ballard actually did an interview on Fox News, and I want us to watch this really quick. It's only about a 5-minute one right here, but this is a really good breakdown. So this is Jesse Waters with Tim Ballard right here.
Cool.
On July 4th, the #1 movie in America wasn't Indiana Jones. Disney spent $300 million resurrecting Harrison Ford and releasing the summer blockbuster. But there's another movie dominating the box office. It's called The Sound of Freedom, and it beat Indiana Jones on opening day. The film's based off the true story of Tim Ballard, a former Homeland Security special agent who saved kids from an international sex trafficking ring.
It is the fastest growing international crime network that the world has ever seen.
For Homeland Security, we can't go off rescuing Honduran kids in Colombia.
This job tears you to pieces. And this is my one chance to put those pieces back together.
So you quit your job and you go and rescue those kids.
This movie zeroes in on the multi-billion-dollar human trafficking industry and honors a hero, someone who saved children.
Multi-billion dollar industry.
Not just like multi-billion. When you say that, it doesn't quite put to scale how much. At the end of the movie, in the post-credits, they said that this industry, human trafficking worldwide, is a $150 billion business. That, like, put that into perspective. 150 billion. That is, you can't even think of a number that high. Imagine 150 billion dollars. Like, you can't even possibly comprehend how much that is.
Yeah, it's this is why this movie is so important to highlight this, because it's like, yes, did everybody with a working brain know that this was a problem? Yes. Did everybody understand how big of a problem? I don't think so. I know I didn't.
Children from sex slavery. But to the media, this person isn't a hero. Someone who rescues kids from pedophiles is a villain.
These films are created out of moral panics. They're created out of bogus statistics. They're created out of fear. And with something like Sound of Freedom, it specifically is looking at QAnon concepts of these child trafficking rings that are run by the high-level.
There are so many things I want to say about this motherfucker
This
that would probably
fucking
get me
pussy.
kicked off. That would get kicked off of the fucking internet. There are so many things I want to say about this piece of shit that's talking right now. Holy fuck.
I just want to say, this dude, he has something to hide.
Yes.
He's bought and paid
Yes.
for, one, because he's hiding for the sins of somebody else who he fucking works for. Not only
Yep.
that, look at the guy.
Yes. Yes.
He's a beta
100%.
cuck bitch, and he's got something to hide, man. And those
Yes, he
that
does.
those that have the most to hide preach the loudest.
That's right. That's right.
elites.
For some reason, the entire media is smearing this movie as a dangerous conspiracy theory. The press is saying that the star, Jim Caviezel, is a QAnon guy. And Jim plays Tim Ballard, which is strange because just a few years ago, the same media was celebrating Tim Ballard's heroics. Watch.
Tim Ballard has one mission: to track down child traffickers. 4 months ago, Colombian authorities asked him to investigate a tip that children were being sold there as sex slaves.
Within a half hour, this individual walks up to me, starts asking me what I'm here for, what I want, and within minutes, he says, well, I've got kids as young as 11 years old.
So why is the media warning people not to see a movie about child sex trafficking that's based on a true story? Well, the Spear Fund founder, Tim Ballard, joins me now. So, Tim, why is the media hating this movie?
You know, I can't understand it. The film was made, produced, written like 5 years, 6 years ago, way before anyone heard the name QAnon. I still don't even know what QAnon is. In the meantime, they're trying to connect it to some conspiracy when, in fact, like you said, this is a true story. These are real kids. I mean, these kids are my friends. They're young adults now, the ones that were rescued. They're going to come out soon and tell their story. It's going to be very awkward when the mainstream media comes after these kids next and accuses them of being part of some conspiracy when, in fact, they were rescued from a life of rape. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in the media, perhaps.
I mean, this publication says The Sound of Freedom is a superhero movie for dads with brain worms.
It really is.
And that it fetishizes the torture of its child victims. Is that what the movie does?
It absolutely does not do that. It tells a story based in truth. And, you know, what I think is happening, Jesse, I think that the left and these media outlets, they don't want to have a discussion that this film is going to compel. A discussion about why 85,000 children showed up unaccompanied at the border and got released into the interior of a country that is the highest consuming country for child exploitation material on the planet. They don't want to talk about why these same publications are pushing an agenda to change the word pedophile to minor attracted persons in order to normalize sexual activity with children. I think that's what they're trying to avoid. And they know this film's going to shine a light on all of the things, all the atrocities happening to children. And so they have to discredit it by lying about it.
So what would their motivation be to discredit a movie that's trying to shine a spotlight onto atrocities committed against children?
Well, if the truth of human trafficking and child exploitation were to be brought to bear, brought to light, then they would have to have a debate, a discussion that they don't want to have about, again, these policies around sexualizing children or allowing children to consent at a young age.
Why would you not want to have this conversation? Why? You know why? You know exactly why. Those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. And this is exactly what it goes down to. There's an obvious reason why you wouldn't want to have this conversation. And again, this is not the hill to die on, but I am so happy that so many are willing to do just that, because this is a catastrophic failure.
There is a clear agenda to somewhat normalize, you know,
the P word.
Yes, I know
it's
YouTube.
Unbelievable.
I know YouTube doesn't like it, but yes, what you describe as sexual predators, that with a word that starts with a P, there's a reason why they try to normalize this. It's because, you know, and they want it to be legalized, and sooner or later, the sad truth about it is, hopefully not, but in maybe 10, 15 years' time, that is a true possibility that this stuff could be legal and normalized. I know it's disgusting to think about, but it could be. But they want that to happen because they have a past. They have a dark past, skeletons in the closet, where they have committed these atrocities. And by the time where it comes out and it's public knowledge, they want it to be normalized so that the hit isn't as bad. So they aren't looked at and they aren't canceled, or they aren't hung, really. They don't get the mob coming after them about this. That's why there's this agenda to normalize it, because these people have already done these unspeakable things. And by the time, you know, it comes out, they want it to be normal.
It's so fucking sick.
To do anything and everything, which would eventually include being, you know, identifying as an adult perhaps and having sex with pedophiles. I hunt pedophiles. I've been hunting them for 20 years, and they are watching this and they're salivating. They are happy that Rolling Stones and The Guardian are ripping on a movie that exposes them. So I don't like the fact that these media outlets are, in fact, wittingly or unwittingly, running interference for human traffickers and pedophiles.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen the movie yet, but now I want to see it because this thing made such a splash. Tim, thanks so much for joining us.
Unbelievable, man. It's just such a strange situation, but not surprising at all. Not surprising at all. We got 50 from John Yarber for The Sound of Freedom and Target Practice for Beardo in Fortnite.
Thank you, John.
And he also dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, John. Disco Cobra for
50.
I'm not sure which movie to see this week. I think Oppenheimer and Barbie are coming out this week, and then Mission Impossible next week, right? No, so Mission Impossible is out now. It's out now. And then the following weekend, not this weekend, but the following weekend is Oppenheimer and Barbie. I could be wrong. I'm interested in all three to some extent. More of a Mission Impossible guy myself. Yeah, so Mission Impossible is out this week. It's out today. I think it started yesterday, actually. It dropped yesterday. They opened it a few days early to get more of that box office, the premium box office, the premium screens. So it'll be through next week. So I guess like next week at this time is when Oppenheimer and Barbie will be opening, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. So that's the schedule right there. I don't know if I'm seeing Barbie, but I'm definitely gonna be seeing Oppenheimer. I'm a massive Nolan fan, so I think Oppenheimer looks incredible. And so, are you gonna see Barbie, Beardo? You seem like the target demo. So
do I? I'm not going to see Barbie unless I'm fucking dragged to it by Krista and Steph. Like, that is the only way I'm going to go. And hopefully I don't have to pay for the ticket either. But no, I mean, I am excited for Oppenheimer. It looks like a stellar all-star cast. But I'm really looking forward to Mission Impossible today. I really loved Mission Impossible 6. And plus, Haley Atwell is in Mission Impossible 7, so she's going to be there to be easy on the eyes for us, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah, Mission Impossible is going to be great. And as I've said, I think Mission Impossible is it might be the only movie this year that has a shot at toppling Mario at the box office. I don't think it will, but it's the only one I think that has a shot. I guess Barbie's an outlier, though. Barbie could be $1 billion film. It could be. I mean, I think Barbie is definitely going to make more money than Oppenheimer for sure. But because I don't think Oppenheimer has that mass appeal, but like Barbie could be huge. It really could. It could kind of be one of these movies that just takes off. But yeah, I would recommend for sure seeing Mission Impossible. As a matter of fact, we got Mission Impossible with its opening weekend right now. We talked about this yesterday, but since we're going to see it today, I want to talk about it again. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning aims for 90 million 5-day debut. And I think the overall box office worldwide was around like 250 is what it's looking for right here. Yeah. An international box office for a strong, it's 160 at the international for a strong $250 million opening weekend, which it's going to be already like, I think right there as much as Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is a trash fire, but Tom Cruise is a legitimate megastar. We've talked about this many times. And what people don't understand about Tom Cruise is this dude has been the box office king since like the mid 80s. That's how long this dude's been relevant, since like the mid 80s. And he is seeing the biggest surge in his career ever. And he was already the biggest box office star ever. It's not like he was having $1 billion film after $1 billion film, but he was always a certifiable, home run every time he had a movie, especially back in the 80s and 90s. He was always a massive draw, but now he's even a bigger draw than ever before. And it's a testament to him. To me, he's the greatest action star in the history of movies, and arguably one of, if not the biggest icons we've ever seen in Hollywood. The guy is just insane. And I say that on screen and off screen. He's insane off screen, and he's insane on screen, and some of the stuff he does. So would you say anybody's on his level in the history of Hollywood?
Yeah, there's a few. I think back in their prime, I think Stallone and Schwarzenegger were probably had that draw, not for as long of a period of time. Tom Cruise has surpassed his, the timeline that Schwarzenegger and Stallone had. But there was a time where, like, you weren't going to go see Commando, you weren't going to go see Predator, you were going to go see the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. You weren't going to go see Rambo, you were going to go see the Stallone as Rambo. So so those guys were the guy. Obviously, we mentioned last night on the main event, Will Smith had that kind of run a little bit. Even I'd say in the early 2000s, it kind of bled into the 2010s. Will Ferrell comedy movies, like if Will Ferrell was putting out a comedy movie, be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see the Will Ferrell comedy.
Jim Carrey was a big deal in terms
Jim
of
Carrey
comedy
as well. But nothing. We've never seen anything like Tom Cruise. And the cool thing about Tom Cruise is, say what you want about his, religion and his funky kind of lifestyle that he lives and whatever, he doesn't put any of that on screen.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It's all about entertaining, and he's just for the fans. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is, man, and he's exactly what a movie star should be. And it's great. It's great to see that after all this time, he's it's Top Gun Maverick was a game changer, man. I mean, it really was. Again, I don't remember. Top Gun Maverick was not a movie that a lot of again people were looking forward to it, but not to the level. I mean, it made $1.5 billion. It had a strong opening weekend, but it was the strong legs that followed for that movie is really what took it to the next level.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like an over the top patriotic movie per se, but it definitely was a patriotic movie, but it wasn't over the top or anything. It was just a good movie. You know what I mean? In a time where people were looking for good entertainment without, messaging and things like that. And yes, I'll tell you right now, if Tom Cruise was pushing Scientology bullshit in his movies would be failing miserably right now. They would be failing miserably, which destroys the nonsensical narrative about, women and non-white dudes or people reject them at the box office. It's like, no, they reject agenda-driven storytelling. And so Tom Cruise, the biggest star we've ever seen in Hollywood, if he was pushing Scientology messaging in his movies, they would be failing. They would be failing miserably. But he doesn't.
Isn't it crazy how, when you actually put a good action hero in the movie, when you put good looking actors and actresses like Haley Atwell, and then even if you want to look at the last one, Henry Cavill is a draw for the woman. When you put these good looking people on screen, you don't put them in awkward situations. You don't make them fools of themselves, bumbling idiots and betas. When you actually make them alphas and you put them in awesome scenes and awesome chase scenes and just outrageous stuff. It's crazy. It's almost like it's a no-brainer.
Well, you bring that up, Beardo, but I can counter you. Talk about good-looking people and, not making bumbling idiots. Well, Chris Hemsworth was in Ghostbusters 2016. He was a bumbling idiot. How'd that work out? Oh, that's right. It failed miserably. And I didn't see Ghostbusters 2016, but I heard they made Chris Hemsworth character incredibly dumb. Like he was the dumb, just the typical dumb male. He's just
even in Thor: Love and Thunder. Look at Chris Hemsworth. You can take two Chris Hemsworth movies, Thor: Love and Thunder, where he's a bumbling idiot, and then look at Extraction and Extraction 2.
Yes,
and just it's a clear night and day.
Yep. So, and I haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder either, but I did see the first Extraction movie. I want to see the second one, but yeah, that's the classic example right there. So why would you do that? Like Chris Hemsworth, he's got all the potential to be the next massive star, and he is a big star, but he could be next level if they would quit utilizing him in the ways that they have. Thor: Love and Thunder, from everything I've heard, was just the worst Marvel movie. I've heard people say that's the worst Marvel movie, which says a lot considering some of the movies we've gotten recently. So just like he was in Ghostbusters 2016. So it was. I've heard he was really bad in 2016. He was just this stereotypical. Yeah, I've never seen it and never will see that movie. I can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Won't do it. Can't do it. Another star that just came to my mind that is kind of rising, where people are like, I'm going to go see the Chris Pratt movie. Chris Pratt has that draw right now. And it's cool about Chris Pratt because he is also, like Jim Caviezel, an outspoken Christian.
Yes. Yeah. He's Chris Pratt is probably the biggest current day movie star. He's probably the closest thing that we have to an 80s, 90s action star today. And deservedly so too. I would say he's probably of all the new actors in the last maybe 10 years, Chris Pratt's probably the biggest star and one of the only stars that Hollywood has right now that is not from the old guard. You know what I mean?
Right.
Ryan Reynolds has been around for a long time. And I don't think Ryan Reynolds has the pull of Chris Pratt. He does in certain roles. So obviously Deadpool, he's gold. But Ryan Reynolds just in any random movie, I don't think it gets the attention that a Chris Pratt random show or movie. Look at Terminal List and how that was received. And Chris Pratt was phenomenal in that movie.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, that series. And highly recommend going and checking that one out. Although Chris Pratt has had, what was that one? We have one with Jennifer Lawrence that didn't do very well.
They were in space, right?
I
Passengers.
think
Passengers.
so. I didn't see it. Mainly
see it
because
either.
it didn't look very interesting at all.
And Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah, the first female action star in the history of movies. So
Ever.
shout out to her. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, where do we leave off on super chats?
Yeah, let's take a look at John Barton dropped a $4.99. Says, "Hail Jeremy." Oh, we read that one. Ready to lose to Van Dask tonight. We got that one already.
Van Dask.
Van Dask. Dinner Bells became a member for 2 months. Says, "Hopefully seeing it with my brother this weekend." Hail to the 199.
Nice.
Shout out. Aberjam for $5 says, "Hey Beardo, you can hide behind the beard, but we see you, awesome guy." You got me. Let's see. Sci-Fi is Life became a member for 2 months. According to Deadline, studios are trying to break the WGA by allowing things to drag on until members start losing their homes and other things.
Yep. Says a lot about these people.
What's your first thought? Dropped to $2 Canadian. Says, "What's it going to take for Jeremy to get a 199 tattoo?"
I don't have any tattoos. I'm not against tattoos. I've just never really wanted a tattoo, but I had considered a tattoo years ago, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we hit
Thinking
a million
about getting like an
subscribers.
awesome like Batman half sleeve right here.
That'd be pretty cool.
We'll save up. Trop for Life dropped a 20. Said, heard you've been dissing my slay queen, Grace Randolph. The left doesn't have conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories are based on the evidence of your own lying eyes and usually turn out to be true. The left is above that. I think that's satire.
Look, Dan has a recommendation for you. What's up, Dan Vask?
Van Dask.
Van Dask. After his Titanfall comment, man, I don't see Dan the same way anymore, man. Just that the disrespect to Titanfall, man. I don't know how I'm ever gonna get over that. I don't know how I'm ever gonna get over it. It hurt.
Soul crushing. Japanese Demon Lord for another $10 says, "Bounding into Comics is reporting that the Black Superman movie has been canceled." So that was the Val Zod Michael B. Jordan movie. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I mean, why would it? Again, DC is in free fall right now. They're in free fall. And wasn't J.J. Abrams working on that one?
Oh, yes, he was.
So
I think it was J.J. Abrams and Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan had his hand in the producing of that too.
J.J. Abrams is, I don't know what's going on with him, dude. Like
he's
the
like
Rise of Skywalker destroyed this man's career. Like it really did. Yeah. JJ had everything going for him, and Rise of Skywalker, rightfully so, destroyed him. Rise of Skywalker, I still say was a worse movie than The Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker pissed every fucking body off.
Here's the thing. I know J.J. Abrams is a bitch, but
I like a lot of his stuff. I think Super 8's great. I love Super 8. Mission Possible 3 is excellent. I love a lot of his shows, including Lost. He's had a lot of good shows, but him and what he did with Star Wars, man.
I think you can more or less maybe pinpoint what destroyed J.J. Abrams on Rian Johnson. I think Rian Johnson destroyed J.J. Abrams. And here's the thing. I know J.J. Abrams is a bitch, but I do think that if he were to have control of all three, if J.J. Abrams did all three, wrote, produced, did all of it, if he had his way in all three, I think it would have turned out significantly better. I'm not saying it would have been good. I'm saying it would have been better than what we got.
I agree with that. I guess my problem with JJ in this situation, as someone that's liked a lot of his previous stuff, is I can't let him off the hook for Star Wars, because if you look at how everything went with the hiring process for Episode 7, they really didn't. They were really struggling to find a person to kind of really take over that, take that franchise on. And JJ turned it down once, so they came back to him again. Kathleen Kennedy and Steven Spielberg came back to him again and made the pitch. At that point in time, if you've turned it down and now they're coming back to you again. That gives you ultimate negotiation power. And so for him, he should have been like, the only way I do this is if you let me do it my way and you kind of get out of my way. That's the only way I'll do. Because again, they're coming back to him for a second time, meaning you had all the power. And he just basically just decided to take the payday and fall in line with whatever bullshit Kathleen Kennedy wanted. At that point in time, like, the director is the guy that is going to be tied to this. Your name is behind it. Your name. So if it's great, you're going to get credit. It's just like the quarterback in the NFL. Doesn't matter. You're going to get more credit than you deserve, and you're going to get more blame than you deserve. That's just how it falls. He had the negotiation power, and he still said, yeah, fuck it. I'll just make one movie. We're not going to have a plan, whatever. Like, obviously Kathleen Kennedy's terrible. We know that. That's not breaking any news, but I put just as much blame on JJ for the failure of the sequel trilogy. He does not get an out at all. Obviously Rian Johnson's dog shit too, but when you're talking about Star Wars, when you understand how big Star Wars is and how important it is to take on the 30 years later, the sequel trilogy follow-up, he failed us. He failed us, and he deserves all the criticism in the world.
Yeah, I guess supposing The Force Awakens not having Han, Luke, and Leia on screen while all of them were still alive, not putting him on screen and killing off Han like a bitch, that's unforgivable.
Yep, absolutely.
Steven Wasick for a 999 says Blue Beetle trailer dropped during the All-Star game last night. Aside from being long as fuck, no mention of Batman or fascism. Warner Brothers running damage control again.
Yeah, I mean, there's no, like, if that's a joke, that's one thing. You don't use it to end your trailer. You don't use it to end your trailer. Like, how many times have we seen a stupid trailer that ends on a fucking joke? You know what I mean? Like, they they always have that, like, this trailer, this awesome build up, and then what do? They come in with a stupid joke to kind of to kind of get the normies.
There's a sense of humor in there.
Yes, like, even to get the normies, in, like, oh, okay, it's got jokes. We can go see the kid with the kids. Yeah. So you ended that trailer with Batman as a fascist. Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
and the parents that are going to be taking these young kids to this movie, a lot of these parents, these fathers, Batman, there's a good chance, is their favorite superhero. Yes. So when they hear George Lopez, of all people, saying Batman's a fascist, you think that's going to scream, oh, let me go take my child to see this movie? No. Terrible. Stuart Hamilton dropped 5 Geeks and Gamers gifted memberships. Thank you, Stuart Hamilton. Jay Tapia dropped that 199 and said, that's much appreciated. Let's go. Thank you, Jay Tapia.
Doug B's Let's Go. Did you get Doug B's Let's Go?
Yep, I got that earlier.
All right.
Shout out to Doug B, too.
And again, Alec Baldwin's finger with a sexy-ass 19947 earlier on. Alec Baldwin's finger. Don't miss.
Don't
miss. Don't miss.
Neo Nimbus became a member for 2 months. Hey, Jeremy, how's the 199 utility belt going? That's true, man. That's true. We came up with that idea in Vegas, and we kind of haven't followed up on it.
We haven't. There's just so many things I'm trying to do, but it's still there.
Yeah.
The idea, we need to follow up with it. So, Alec Baldwin's finger for
50.
I saw Mission Impossible yesterday, and it had the Blue Beetle trailer with the Batman as a fascist line. There you go. There you go. So they clearly haven't learned, and you don't swing at your top icon the marketing for a film like that. You just don't do it.
So dumb.
It makes no sense. What the hell, man?
Joe Pike dropped a 499. Says middle school science teacher here in Clearwater. Hope you sorry, let me read that again. Middle school science teacher here in Clearwater. Love you all. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. And we got 530 people watching us on Rumble right now. We are live over on Kick as well. I don't have the numbers for Kick. It's not showing up for me.
We got 74,000 people watching over on Kick, and I know what we have, like almost 2,300 people watching on YouTube. We are this close. We're 67 followers away from hitting 2,000 on Kick. So if you guys haven't followed us on Kick, we're doing a lot of stuff. We're doing our just chatting streams, our podcasts, and our gaming streams over on Geeks and Gamers Kick all the time. We're really trying to push Kick, and it's a 95-5 split. So when you choose to donate and give subscriptions, you know that your money is going to the creator that you want to support. So follow us over on Kick. We're not going anywhere on Kick.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And then the whole thing was, so it was especially after everything that happened, you know, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago with the channel being fully demonetized. Luckily, that got corrected in 24 hours. It was a mistake. YouTube acknowledged the mistake. But it's important to have these alternate platforms. And I really appreciate that we have a huge crowd every single week, every single day over on Rumble. And Kick has been massively supportive as well. So shout out to all of you.
Shout out. Shout out. Let's see. The Beast became a member for 5 months. Aloha and blessings, gentlemen. Thank you for boosting Sound of Freedom. It's such an important message. Hail to the G&G 199 and Snake Pit, the Fellowship.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Beast.
The 199.
I love this name. Krylo Ren for $4.99. We have the 199 Battalion. Now we have the 47 Spec Ops unit.
So many damn memes get made by people that hate us, man. It's so weird. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Cucho Dragon for 2 months. Saw one of your haters, Loza, also ripping hater, also rip a hater, triggered by your Ahsoka take. Only it was a screenshot of the thumbnail. Monetize the haters, 199.
Yeah. These Twitter weirdos really, like, they're subscribed to the channel. They have notifications on. They even find our smaller channels. Like, they are obsessed with us. Like, I have people on the Geeks Gamers team that they come into the fold. They've been here for months and they can't even wrap their head around all the moving parts we have. You know what I mean? And yeah, all the people that hate us, they know every channel we have. They have everything on notifications. They screenshot the fucking video the moment that it gets uploaded. And I'm like, thank you. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? What the fuck do you think is going to happen when you screenshot my fucking video every day and put it out there on the internet? Do you think that people that follow me are suddenly going to stop following me because you screenshot my fucking thumbnail? They've already watched the video. They already know what I'm saying. So all that's going to happen is, let's just say you screenshot my thumbnail, you post it and you tell everybody I'm X, Y, or Z. I'm this, I'm that, I'm racist, I'm sexist, whatever. All that's going to happen is that you're going to get thousands of people that learn the name Geeks and Gamers suddenly. Most of them are probably going to hate me, but some of them are going to, oh, hey, let me check this out and see what these guys are saying. That's what happened with me and PewDiePie. I never watched PewDiePie. I never fucking watched him. He was the biggest YouTuber in the world, and I never watched him. And then suddenly the Washington Post made this hit piece on Pewds, and they were calling him a Nazi and all these other names. And I'm like, what? Like, this guy's got like 60 million subscribers. There's no way he's a Yahtzee. What? So I was like, let me watch PewDiePie just to see what's going on. Like, what are they talking about? And I watched him, like, this dude's amazing. Like, he was funny. He was calling out feminism and respecting women and social commentary. I'm like, Pewds is amazing. And I became a fan. And they just continue to fail. You fucking weirdos will never win. All right? So keep doing it. It helps. It doesn't hurt us at all. It only helps. So anyway,
it's hilarious. Like, they take, clips or screenshots or whatever of your thumbnails. Like you said, they think that your followers are gonna just like be woken up to something. It's like, do they not realize that those exact clips that you're clipping are why you have the followers, or why people watch? Because those specific clips that you think that are clippable, that is why people watch.
That's it. So yeah, like, oh, let me screenshot this video that all of Jeremy's followers watched in hopes that his followers will stop following him because I screenshot a fucking thumbnail that was made by a non-white female, by the way. Hi, Steph.
Hey, Steph.
Yeah. How do you feel about that one, Steph? You got everybody hating on us now. So I don't.
Sorry.
They're like, look at these. They hate women. And it's like, a woman made the fucking thumbnail that you're crying over, you
Yeah.
stupid fucks. Good Lord.
Finally, my work is getting noticed.
Hi, Steph.
Yeah, I make all of those videos. I make all of those thumbnails. A woman is completely complicit in
That's
its
right.
creation. So,
That's right. There we go. So thanks, Steph.
Shout out. Jay Salty Taint for a 199. Did Ryan get Clintoned for talking about Sound of Freedom?
No, but if he did, it'd probably be the happiest he's been. Ryan hates everything. It's like, just hates.
Ryan is ready to go, man. When he wakes up in the morning, he goes, fuck, I'm still here. Cranking the hog.
You see how miserable he looked when we were talking gaming last night? We're all like talking about games.
Like, man, I just want to read super chats. Get the fuck out of here. I just want to tweet at Brie Larson. This name, Cranking the Hog. Cranking the Hog. Shout out, became a new member. Thank you, Cranking the Hog. Kip from Georgia for a 499. First time super chatter, by the way. Says, Geeks and Gamers, thanks for what you do and giving me an hour of entertainment during the work days. Hail to the 199 and go dogs.
Hail.
That's
awesome,
gonna make Jeremy
man.
happy.
Yeah. I got to show this right here. Drunk 3PO. That's where Jay's at. Jay is a busy man right now. I must have signed my signature over 2,000 times. All worth it. Hope those that ordered it enjoy the books because they are coming your way. So that's why our good buddy Drunk 3PO has not been here. He's been getting all of this shipment done and fulfillment done. So shout out to him. I'm really happy for him, man. And he really is a good dude, man. So can't wait for him to get back. And we'll be here for him. So yeah, man. Shout out to Jay.
Good
but
stuff.
Yeah, it's Roll Tide, by the way, for that last super chat. So
Sailor
ready for football season to get here, man.
Oh,
Ready.
man. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm ready.
Sailor Mercury member for 1 month says, I love that MI7 respected Ethan and never put him down to build up Grace. Instead, both were allowed to shine. Every character handled great. I loved it. Well, that's good news.
I can't wait to see it. Seeing it in a few hours. Hours from now.
Yep.
So
Roberto Gonzalez for $5. Phoenix, Arizona is the nation's capital for non-adult trafficking and kidnapping. It skyrockets when we host a Super Bowl, though.
Really?
I've heard that the Super Bowl is like one of the worst sex trafficking events in the United States.
Really? Wow. That's pretty terrifying.
Yeah. And for how much the Super Bowl is glorified, I mean, I live for the Super Bowl. I know, we talk shit about the NFL and how it's woke and stuff, but like, I'm a diehard football fan. College football, NFL, love sports. So it is difficult to think about, how important the Super Bowl is to me, and then that black eye that the Super Bowl has.
Well, this is a thing. Like, I mean, when you have large groups of people, that's where the pedos and all that kind of focus in on.
With a lot of money,
right? And so, like, if you go back to Sound of Freedom, the way that movie opens is fucking terrifying because it's simply just like a father with a daughter and a son, and basically, this person presents himself in a respectable manner, and talked about, your kids have potential, bring them to this location. Yes. And in real life, I think she was like a former beauty queen or something. This woman in real life, and like bring them to this location. Oh, come back and pick them up later. And
your kids are going to be stars.
So,
these kids have a lot of potential. Let's take them to a casting audition and then gone.
Yeah. And like for me, like, growing up, I was always like, for me, like, I grew up in a different time, but like, I was kind of free to do whatever I wanted in terms of like, going to the neighborhood, play football, play basketball, hang out, play video games. It was a different world then. you know, and again, I don't talk about this very much. I try to keep my personal life very private, but like I am a father, I have a daughter, and like growing up, I didn't let her out of my fucking sight, man, because of the world. You know what I mean? I did not let her out of my sight nowhere. And she'll get mad at me a lot, but I'm like, no, if I'm not with you or if someone's not with you to supervise, you're not going. You're not walking down the street alone. Even if we live in a nice neighborhood, you're not going any fucking where. It's just not happening. You're not going to be out of my sight. And that's just how you have to be. It sucks, but that's the reality of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Jay Tapia gifted a Geeks and Gamers membership. Thank you, Jay. Chris Coran for $2. That dude on CNN looks like a P.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes.
Darth Gutierrez for 1 month says hashtag end woke, hashtag pro-life, hashtag leave children alone. Think you can add one more hashtag, God's children are not for sale.
That's right.
Rosie's Toes for $2 says the left wanted maps normalized in law and society. Yep.
It's sick.
Chris Coran for another $2 donation says, Jeremy, I thought we were going together to see Barbie. Is this true?
Apparently, Beardo's gonna take my spot though. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me know, Chris. Let me know when you're free. Sophie for $6. Hale 199. Been ill since Saturday. Sent medical leave today. Pray they don't get mad at me. Also, how can you see and where films release? No news on Sound of Freedom over here.
I don't think there's a lot of international news yet. So as soon as we find out, we'll let you know here on Geeks and Gamers Daily. But I don't have any new information on that yet. So when we find out, we will let you know, Sophie. We will let you know. I know we got a few more to read, but let me get this next story. So
let's do it.
You guys know we're big fans of Naughty Dog here since they struck down our channel, false copyright, striking our channel multiple times, putting us at the edge of having our channel nearly deleted completely over false flagging. I was not able to live stream for, what was it, like a month, I think, because of the fake strike that they put on this channel. And this was all over the Last of Us Part 2 leaks. And it wasn't just this channel. It was a lot of channels that were affected. Ryan, Hill versus Babyface, so many others. I really despise Naughty Dog. And the person that was behind all of this was a man named Neil Druckmann. Well, now Neil Druckmann has been promoted, ladies and gentlemen. Neil Druckmann alone at the top of Naughty Dog after co-president retires after 25 years. So Neil Druckmann is now running Naughty Dog all by himself. You fail upwards. Neil Druckmann, for those that need to be reminded, is a literal piece of shit. And we have this video of Neil Druckmann being an absolute cuck right here. Listen to this soy boy right here.
In the first project, we started kind of.
First of all, that's all you need to fucking hear is that fucking voice. In the first project,
my pronouns are he, him.
Fuck. Here we go.
The first project we started kind of, moving forward on was called Mankind. And the idea is very similar to what you've seen in The Last of Us, that the cordyceps has jumped from insects to people. And the people it infects, it can kind of create monsters or kill them. But the twist, the thing that was different about this idea was that it only infected women. And you found the one girl that it didn't infect, and that was Ellie. And you kind of protected her and tried to like bring her to this lab where they were kind of finding a cure. And there were a lot of things that we were really excited about this idea, but ultimately it failed. And the reason it failed is because it was a misogynistic idea. It's one of the things that she's going to be kind of really attracted to and attached to as she grows up. And as a game creator, I look around at kind of what we are making and what are going to be her role models from the stories. And I don't like what I see.
I don't like what I see.
I like what I see.
Our female characters, whether we want to admit it or not, these are role models.
You're damn right.
We objectify, we marginalize, and we reduce these female characters to a lot less than they can be. And this is coming from a guy that almost made a really misogynistic game. So I kind of know what I'm talking about.
God.
So once
Holy shit.
And I had this awakening almost exactly at the same time. This Kickstarter happened about the tropes versus women in video games. And while you might argue with the way it delivers its message or whether every point is exact, you can't argue with just the pattern that you see in the industry. So I was really intrigued by this. The videos for the video games hadn't come out yet, but I watched the rest of Anita's videos and I realized it's not just a problem in games, it's actually throughout entertainment.
Good Lord. So Neil Druckmann, and I don't say this as a compliment to Dave Filoni. Neil Druckmann's voice makes Dave Filoni's voice seem like an alpha male. Okay. Like, holy fuck. And that's bad because Dave Filoni's got a massive fucking lisp and a soy boy voice. And Neil Druckmann's is so pathetic. It makes Dave Filoni seem manly. Holy shit. But yeah, so Neil Druckmann's a pathetic piece of garbage. And I can guarantee you one thing. I can't guarantee it, but I would assume Neil Druckmann probably has no intent to see or promote the Sound of Freedom. And that's all I can say about that. You know, Mr. Respect Whammon doesn't, I bet he wouldn't talk about the Sound of Freedom. That says a lot about him. But yeah, you fail upwards. So what do you think about that, Beardo?
Man, it just sounded like a cry for acceptance. Like please do me. Please do me. I stand up for women's rights. I was once a misogynist who almost made a very big mistake making a sexist game. Look at these hot, iconic video game characters that are beloved by a lot of people. How disgusting is this? Please sleep with me.
Yes.
It's fucking pathetic, man.
Yes. Male feminist. That's exactly the male feminist way of doing things, just to beg women, like, look, women, I'm an ally. I'm looking out for you.
Yep.
Please peg me with the big black wiener.
Man, what a fucking bitch. Do you do you think Last of Us 3 ever comes out?
I do. I think it's going to be interesting to see how, because I mean, we've seen the leaks for it. So the early leaks have been out there, and no mention of Abby in the early leaks, but I do think that The Last of Us 3 will come out. I do. And I think they're going to try to course correct without admitting that it's course correction. That's what I think. So you good, Beardo?
That shit killed me. And plus everybody's like, we're clipping that. This could be so bad.
Woo! Oh man.
All right.
You love it. That's the Neil Cuckman. Neil Cuckman, baby. Neil
Cuckman. Shout out to the legend. Quatrina VR for a 199. They just want to date us. 199 Battalion Unit 47. It's true.
Let's go.
Liberal women love conservative men. That's a certified fact. Sophie for $2. And Dylan is or was in Peru, Machu Picchu. Oh, Peru, Machu Picchu. Send help. Dylan Mulvaney.
Mulvaney, probably, yeah. Mm-hmm.
William Cap dropped to $2 and said, nothing!
Nothing!
It was actually probably a super sticker. I just wanted to yell nothing. Jay's Salty Taint for a 199 says, Jeremy's eyebrows are not canon.
Not canon, yes.
Dougie B for $5 says, that's hilarious. Ryan waking up. Fuck, I'm still here. Oh, look at that over on the kick side. Bull Moose Entrapment. That's a hell of a name. Bull Moose Entrapment gifted 5 Geeks and Gamers subs over on Kick. 95-5 split, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Bull Moose Entrapment, thank you for the gifted subs over there.
Awesome.
William Cap dropped another $2 for Steph. She rules at Mario Kart.
For Steph.
Chris Coran dropped another $2. I got you, Beardo. Do you like popcorn? I do. Extra butter. Roman says for $5, couldn't find the gaming stream from last night on YouTube. Am I retarded? Or is it on Kick or Rumble? The gaming stream last night. So Jeremy didn't stream to YouTube. He streamed to his D-Day Cobra Kick. So you can probably find the VOD on his D-Day Cobra Kick and also
then,
on my Kick and YouTube as well.
Yep. And Locked and Loaded Latinos YouTube. So
Yep. Darth Dave just dropped actually he subscribed himself. Darth Dave just subscribed on Kick. Thank you, Darth Dave.
Nice.
Mike Hum smells for $2. I can't take anyone seriously with a lisp. Sorry.
Did we get Bailey's 1999? It just came in.
Actually, there's a few. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. As a school teacher in Texas, my district, we receive training at the beginning of each school year. We have to be able to recognize the signs of this type of abuse. Some of these kids have barcodes tattooed on them. Yeah, it's so sad, man. And it's so sad that people just don't recognize how big of an issue this is because they're so caught up in the mainstream talking points, and the mainstream continues to prove that the enemy of the people over and over again. Thank you, Bailey. I know that's crazy to have to even go through that training, but it's necessary. So,
Ludi for a 1990 says, are we forgetting about Clint Eastwood and Marlon Brando or Paul Newman for bigger than Tom Cruise in their time? I'd say maybe Clint Eastwood, but I don't think Marlon Brando or Paul or what do you think?
Paul
That's a little
Newman
before my time.
Paul Newman and Marlon Brando were massive. Like Marlon Brando was a fucking massive star. There's no doubt about that. Like he was huge at his peak. Paul Newman was a fucking legend. You got people like James Dean that had quick kind of like a fast kind of rise, and then
John Wayne too.
John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, those are all 100%. I just think when you look at the fact that Tom Cruise has been doing this for as many decades as he's been doing it, and as much as the culture has shifted in that time, Tom Cruise is a megastar in 2023, and he was a megastar in 1986 as well. That's crazy to be able to be relevant through all of those cultural shifts and changes. So I think Tom Cruise is probably the single biggest star in the history of Hollywood. If you look at the longevity, if you look at the fact that he's done it over the course of decades and decades, and he's remained relevant, and the fact that he goes out of his way to do his own stunts, I think Tom Cruise has just been able to overcome so much. And the longevity, it doesn't take away from the fact that those names you mentioned were huge. Marlon Brando was massive star in his heyday, for sure.
I saw someone say Keanu Reeves. I think here's the thing with Keanu Reeves. Yeah, he was massive in the first Bill and Ted. The new kind of rebooted Bill and Ted didn't do very well, obviously with The Matrix. But, I mean, if Keanu Reeves is in a movie that isn't John Wick, I don't think people kind of flock to it. I think people flock to John Wick, not because of Keanu Reeves. I think both play hand in hand at being, making John Wick great, but people don't really flock to Keanu Reeves movies like Tom Cruise.
No, they don't. But I think Keanu's appeal, there's two different versions of his appeal. He is a great action star. He's also a great guy.
Yes.
People love Keanu as a human being because he's a great human being. He's a great guy. Everybody can relate to him from that perspective, so they want to support him. But he does have a lot of star power, but not Tom Cruise level. But people like him a lot more as an individual than they'd like Tom Cruise, because I don't think a lot of people like Tom Cruise the person. And most people think he's crazy as fuck, but they love the action star Tom Cruise.
I could see Keanu Reeves kind of being like the next Liam Neeson, kind of like the badass old man action star, the old man who still kicks ass. I think Keanu Reeves is just kind of hitting that threshold right there where he's getting into that Liam Neeson territory.
Yeah. Yep.
Jacob P. became a member for 2 months. Disney go woke, go broke. Disney go Geppetto, go P word.
P word. There you go.
Thank you, Jacob P.
It is true, Bit Grease. You do have to kind of be a bit crazy to do those kind of stunts like Tom Cruise.
That's for damn
true.
sure.
That is
for
true.
damn sure. Jesus Davila for a 199 says nothing.
Nothing.
Thank you, Jesus. And Joel Reese for $2. James Dean had an abrupt and hot end, just like Paul Walker.
Ouch. Ouch. Saint Bowser on Rumble. Beardo, you need to press the dash button in race for minimap. Don't tell him.
I figured it out. I figured it out a few nights ago. But thank you. Thank you for the heads up.
We will be playing Mario Kart tonight with the new maps. Looking forward to that. And then me and Beardo are going to go see Mission Impossible here soon. How many more super chats we got?
As far as I see, let me check if we have any Streamlabs.
I think we're okay. I think we're caught up.
Yeah,
so
we are all caught up.
we are all caught up. So another Geeks and Gamers Daily in the books. I'll be back tomorrow with Fear the Beardo and Josiah Rises for Geeks and Gamers Daily. So looking forward to that. And yeah, this was a great show. We had a great show. Thank you guys for the support with super chats and the gifted memberships and all of that. You know, thank you, Brock, again for all the support you've been given on Cobra Cast and Tuesday night's main event, and then the 10 you got to start out today. Alec Baldwin's finger. You guys dropping the 50s and the 20s and even the even if you're just here lurking, man, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do this show every single day and see the enthusiasm from the audience, get the interactions back, be able to talk about shit that we're into, whether it's video games, movies, you know, calling out wokeness, talking about the sound of freedom and how important I think it is. It's just everything else that we do. So you guys are the best audience. And again, we'll be playing Mario Kart. We're probably going to have Mario Kart running on all three channels. Probably going to have it on Geeks and Gamers main channel. Probably going to have it on Rumble. Probably going to have it on Kick. So just be on the lookout for that. Tomac just dropped a
50.
There we go. At this point, wouldn't be surprised if Hollywood, let's see, probably said use some of the unsavory, how do you say that? Savory games for movie plots, like the what are these? The Time Manin games.
I've never heard of it.
I don't know that one. Safe googling
out there. We'll look into it.
Well, now with some of the unsavory games that you're discussing, you're 100% right about that. I actually don't like, because for whatever reason, and I do think we're in an interesting time with video game movies, because after Sonic the Hedgehog kind of laid the foundation, and then Mario kind of took it to another level. And if most people don't understand, like, it's hentai. Okay, it's hentai. That's why I don't know it. Thank you, Can Man. But like with video games are now going to be the most prominent thing in Hollywood's mind, but Hollywood will go with the fucking they'll find the depths of hell, you know, and ruin something. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I know nothing about that one. So don't Google hentai. I mean,
don't do it.
My Google search feed's pretty fucked up with all the stuff I have to search out for thumbnails, just, you know. So thoughts on Nathan Fillion casting, Green Lantern casting? Yeah, we talked about that. That's a weird one.
I here's the thing. If he were 10 years younger, I think he would have been a great Hal Jordan. But to be Guy Gardner, if you aren't familiar with Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, he is a dickhead. Like, he is an asshole. So I'm sure maybe Nathan Fillion would be he's an actor. He can probably be a good dickhead on screen. But also, Guy Gardner's a redhead. Nathan Fillion has brown hair. He's a brunette. Mm-hmm. So I don't know with that casting. I think Chris Pratt being, having kind of like more like reddish features as far as like his facial hair and hair goes, I think actually Chris Pratt would have been a good Guy Gardner. But Nathan Fillion, I'm sure he'll do a great job, but it's kind of bizarre.
Yeah. James Gunn's DC is going to be strange, man. I'm not sure what to think of it, but hey, I do like James Gunn. I like a lot of the stuff he's produced and a lot of the movies he's done, so I guess time will tell. All right, so thank you guys. We're going to see Mission Impossible. And then we got Mario Kart tonight. So I am excited as hell. So Beardo, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, man. It's easy. Fear the Beardo on all social media. All my social media is public, so you can go ahead and follow me there. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Kick. Don't follow me on Twitch because fuck Twitch.
There we go. There we go. And obviously, you guys know where you can find me, D-Day Cobra, all over the internet. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out today's live stream. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you tonight for Mario Kart. It's going to be fun. Yes, Mario Kart tonight. So Mario Kart tonight with the new maps. Looking forward to it. And this is like a really good map pack. So we'll get as many people as we can. And we will do it up. So have a good night, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.
Laters.